Hi everyone, this is Jackson, your host. I'm with my mom. Say hi, mom.
Hi.
And today we're back at Addicted to Mysteries for Investigators. Today's topic is going to be a little bit more different. I think the first topic that has to do with ghosts, also the first one that has to do with witches as well. So we're going to talk about the haunting of the Tennessee Bell Witch. So let's talk about it.
Excited.
Uh, I do have to give a warning. So, what we're about to talk about contains death, murder, and violent paranormal activity, which may not be suited for younger audiences. Viewer discretion advised. So,
I hope I'm
what?
old enough.
Huh?
I hope I'm old
I
enough.
don't know if you are old enough, actually. So, what is the Bell Witch? Let's start with this. During the 1800s, there was this family known as the Bell family,
Was
which
that
came
their
from,
last name?
yeah, that's the last name, which came from a very small town, like, I think it was like 600 people at the time,
Oh wow.
like in Tennessee. It's called like Adams, Tennessee. It's like right next to the Kentucky border. Uh, at the time, the Bells included like father, like the dad, John Bell and Lucy Bell, and like their kids. Um, and they were like basically like growing like up on a farm. They had the first weird occurrence with a dog-like creature on the Bell farm. Uh, the John Bell, the dad, tried to shoot at the beast, but it disappeared. I think at some point he said that it had a like a two-headed dog thing.
Okay, so the dad saw a
The dad,
two-headed dog.
So John did.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then he saw a two-headed dog. Okay.
yeah,
Okay, I'm with you.
yep. But I think this is the oldest daughter, Betsy. She then noticed a little girl in a green dress rocking in the swing near the house, but it wasn't a swing. It was like I had to like look up like what that actually meant, and it turns out she was hanging from a noose. Like she was hung. Yeah,
Dang.
yeah. It was a
That
little
would be so
intense.
scary to
I
see.
know.
Wow.
One of the slaves that belonged to the family noted that they felt like a black beast was following the family, like as they were like doing farming like tasks, like they were like taking the animals out, etc. Later, they heard like more intense noises, like knocking and like scratching on the house, and it got even worse to the point where they were physically getting hurt, like from this invisible entity. They heard like whispers to the members, specifically John and Betsy. Um, so basically, like what ended up happening is the kids got their bed sheets ripped off from them at the middle of the night. I know. I see your face. You're like, that is crazy.
It's crazy.
And some of the kids even got pulled out of bed. John had difficulty speaking and eating and described it as paralysis in the mouth. And the family had like scratch marks on their bodies. They, the daughter specifically, Betsy, uh, talked about feeling like she had pins all around her body, like feeling sharp, intense pain.
Was this just after the one
This
evening?
was no, this was like across like months.
Okay.
That's
So
a
they
good
kept having
yeah.
incidences
They kept
happen.
having incidences. They didn't talk about it because the dad was a deacon, and they knew that if they talked anything about like witchcraft or like ghosts or whatever, like they would, like it would not be a good deal for them, especially in like rural Tennessee
Okay.
during that time.
Because of their religious beliefs and everything.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
because that was like a serious offense. Like you had to like make sure you were absolutely positive before saying anything. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, so her hair was pulled, slapped in the face, like it was intense. They had a John had a friend over, Mister and his wife, Mrs. Johnston, to witness the hauntings, so that they weren't the only ones. Like the family wasn't the only ones that were experiencing it. And eventually, the same thing happened to the Johnstons. They were ripping out of sheets. They were like pulling hair, scratching the people, like really hurting them. And then they got word got out, and like all of Tennessee knew about the Bell Witch, and that's how the Bell Witch got its name. So one day, the
So
voice.
wait, do they feel like it's a witch or do they feel like it's a ghost?
That's actually a really good question. So they the thing that's called the Bell Witch, I could see why you say it's a ghost because it seems very like paranormal in nature, but as we talk about it, it does have like a ghosty poltergeist like witchy aspect to it. So it'll explain itself later.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can see why you would think that it's just like ghost behavior, or maybe they just like had no other explanation because poltergeist wasn't like part of their language like
That's
at the
true.
time. Let's see here. Yeah, those are good questions. So the events got more intrusive. Uh, I think John asked this entity eventually like who this thing was, and it replied with Kate, like the name of the
Like he
ghost.
just heard
Yeah,
like a
he
whisper,
heard.
Kate.
No, he heard like a yell, like I'm Kate, basically.
Oh wow.
Kate Bass specifically.
Did they know a Kate?
Actually, yeah. The wife Lucy, uh, her niece was named Kate Batts, and that was the dead neighbor. So that's who they think that's what that was.
Did they do something to upset her?
Oh, you're
Am
getting
I
too ahead.
jumping ahead?
You're jumping ahead.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good. So yeah, one day the voices got louder. It would talk in full conversation with like the people there. Um, yeah. So like back to the Kate. So basically, what happened is the husband of Kate got cheated out of the land that John took from him, and then they both died. I don't remember, the details of how they died aren't really clear, but basically, like before she died, she said that he was going to drive him to his grave. Like before,
Okay. So
yeah.
Kate's family.
Kate's
Kate
family.
and her husband.
Yeah,
got
Kate and
land.
her husband got land.
John
Stole it.
stole that land.
Yes.
And then Kate said,
And then Kate said that.
I will haunt you or whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Exactly. And during the time that Kate was alive, which might answer your question, she was described as a very hard-headed woman, very like opinionated, very intelligent, did not take crap from anyone, and people pinned her as a witch, but not just because she like practiced like witchcraft or like was into like the dark arts, probably just because she had an opinion.
So I would be a witch.
Probably. Yeah, so Kate died, and yeah, and so she said that she was Kate, and that's her aunt. Let's see here. There's other like accounts of like the Bell Witch, like talking about other people's dead relatives. Like for example, I think one of the friends or the neighbors. I'm not sure if it's Johnston or if it's another person, but like uh, they asked like what would their Dutch grandmother like know about the war or whatever that was happening. I think it was like the Civil War that was happening at the time or something like that. And basically she said exactly like what he thought that she would say.
Oh really?
Which was very, very specific. I don't remember what she said, but it was like, and she said it in the same accent too.
I mean, honestly, if I'm speaking to some entity, I'm probably going to take whatever they say pretty seriously.
Exactly.
Huh.
What's really interesting is the witch was really nice to the wife, Lucy. She would give her like fruits and sing songs to her, and it's not totally clear why she was nice to her and mean to John and Betsy. Specifically because, like, if that is Kate, then I don't know why she would have beef with Betsy.
Yeah.
But I mean, it kind of makes a little bit of sense why she'd be nice to Lucy, because that's
Yeah.
literally her family, and John
And maybe
is
she didn't feel like Lucy had
now.
a say in taking her land.
Well, probably not.
Huh.
Andrew Jackson had an encounter with a Bell Witch at one point.
Really?
Yeah, he was fighting along John Bell, and while they're fighting along, John was talking about his house and how it's haunted by the witch, and he was so intrigued by that they had to investigate the witch for himself. So at the Bell Farm, so him like this was like during when he wasn't a president. This was when he was a general. So he went to the farm. He went to go investigate himself. They brought like a bunch of soldiers and a bunch of like a cart or not cart. What do they call it? A wagon. And the wagon stopped like all of a sudden, and it wouldn't budge. Like the men were like pulling the wheels forward to like go, but it wasn't going. and they heard a woman like cackling, and then like they immediately were able to move the wheels.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then that really scared Andrew Jackson. But what really terrified him was what came next. So she said that she was going to see him the next day, General.
Who said she?
The witch.
Okay.
So then they came back the next day, and a self-proclaimed like witch hunter, or they also called it a witch layer. I don't know what. Basically, someone who hunts witches. He brought a silver like a gun with silver bullets and tried shooting at the witch. It's invisible. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, where do you even aim?
I don't know. That's what the stories say online. So he tried shooting it. The gun was broken, like it wouldn't shoot. And then he said he felt really sharp pins like all over his body, and then he was dragged by his nose, like out of nowhere. And then she basically, like in like the 21st century version, she basically said, "Is that all you got?"
Wow.
So really, yeah. And then Andrew Jackson said, "I'd rather fight the entire British Army than deal with the Bell Witch."
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, frustrated, terrified, and intrigued, and all of the above with the Bell Witch.
Huh.
Do you have any questions so far?
I have one question.
Yeah.
So you said that the slaves also had
Mhm.
encounters.
Well, the slave, I think they had
Or
one.
one slave.
Yeah.
Whatever. Had an encounter. Was the encounters limited to the land that was taken from Kate, or was it all of the land?
Well, I think and I could be totally wrong. So, like for the viewers out there, the listeners out there, if you correct me, I apologize. I think what happened was they were originally from North Carolina. They took the land from North Carolina, but they eventually moved out to Tennessee. So I don't know if it's the family members, like John,
Yeah.
if she just has a beef with him, or which actually gets to another interesting point because that also goes into an other possible identity of who she was. Basically, they disturbed the land that was like Native American, and they like unleashed some kind of demonic, like entity that was Native American.
That makes. So I'm a believer, so I'm like, oh, totally makes sense.
For sure, for sure. Yeah. So President Jackson, have you ever heard of the Bell Witch Cave?
No.
So the Bell Witch Cave is different than the Bell Witch and like the house like that she haunted. So I tried looking into what exactly the Bell Witch Cave was, and there's not a lot of information. There's a lot of like people claiming this and that. Basically, what I found was the Bell Witch Cave is like an energy source for the witch. Like it's kind of like a layer, like where it's like a portal, like for like the other like ghost side, basically.
Okay.
I
Is it on the
think.
same land?
Yeah, well, it's near the same area. I don't know if it's in Adams, Tennessee, but it's in the same area.
Okay. General area.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was a general area.
So did they also have the
Yes,
same type of like hauntings
Yes,
and
yes,
experiences?
yeah.
Wow.
yep, same at there.
Did they have? Were they seeing the same things? Were they hearing the same voices?
Yeah, pretty much the same voice, same thing, except it wasn't. I don't know if it was as malevolent.
Because
But it
maybe
was-
didn't have negative feelings.
It
for
was very
themselves.
unpredictable. I will say that it was very unpredictable. But yeah, it's like it's actually believed that that's where the entity came from, was the cave,
Like
and then
originated.
it originated from the
Okay.
cave.
Wow.
So that's like where it's at. And it's actually like you can visit you can for the listeners out there, you could tour it. It's I think it's near the Red River in Tennessee. Go look it up. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
I kind of want to go there.
I know.
Huh.
So then later you're gonna find this interesting. Later, John Bell grew sicker and sicker, and people just thought it was like natural causes, like he was getting sicker and iller. And eventually one night he died, presumably from natural causes. However, the family members, when they were cleaning up, noticed a dark liquid like in his drink before he died.
So someone
So
poisoned
they, well, they, this is really sad. So they fed it to a cat, and the cat died instantaneously.
Sad.
And then one of the like investigators like threw it in the fire, like in the fireplace, and the fire lit up blue, which told them that it was arsenic.
Wow.
So, and the family like swore up and down they don't know who put it in, they don't know why there was a black liquid in there, but they think, and it was actually one of the very first cases in American history that like a witch killed a living person.
Do you think so? After that event, was there a continuation of
Yes.
the hauntings?
Yes, I
Because I kind of wonder if it was like a I'm done with this. I can't deal with this anymore, and so maybe a family member did that in order to stop the hauntings.
so it was a lot less violent. So like I've like seen like YouTube videos and like things reading here and there, and everything says differently. So like some people say like after that it stopped, but then like asking the locals, it hasn't gone away. So they just don't talk about it as much.
Oh.
But it's not like
So maybe it's
like
not
that.
as like
Yeah,
violent.
it's not as
it was?
violent, and it's
Okay.
possibly because people like the house like that was there isn't there at all anymore.
Oh.
But if you don't, I think at least, but I think there's a reenactment place that is in the same vicinity. If you do go to there, there's a lot more like not like violent, but like a lot more like intrusive like activity. Like people hear like things being thrown around, objects being picked up, thrown across the room, people even getting moved around.
So more just like spooky things.
Spooky,
but
like
not,
really, really spooky, but not
it's
like
not hurting anyone.
no, not hurting.
Huh.
Yeah, it's interesting, huh?
It's pretty interesting.
And especially because it's not like during the Salem witch trials. This was like this wasn't even colonial America at all. This was like 1800s. This was like during the Civil War.
Wow.
Which was like a completely different time than that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. Afterwards, the torment disappeared, quote unquote, and no one was tortured that we know of. I think the bells. Oh, get this. So before John died, Betsy was supposed to be promised to a guy named Joshua Gardner. Before they were supposed to get married, they're basically girlfriend and boyfriend at this point, without like the official term. The witch came to Betsy, and asked her not to marry Joshua. But then she went to Joshua and threatened him if she married Betsy, then really bad things were going to happen to him.
So did they get married?
No, they called it off, like right before they're supposed to get married.
Wow.
She actually called it off.
Betsy did?
Mm-hmm. Which I don't know if you could do that, but I guess when they say she, they just said the entire family was like, yeah, heck no, that's not happening. And Josh was like, I also know.
Yeah. So did Betsy ever get married?
I think she did, but not to Joshua.
So what do you think the beef was with Joshua?
I have no idea. So that gets into the next point. So, like, who they think that was causing all of this, or even was it even real at all?
Yeah.
So one theory, and there's a lot of skeptics out there, one theory is that Betsy orchestrated the whole thing, and she didn't really want to marry him. So then she orchestrated all the violent stuff to lead up to them, like, not getting married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I could see that.
So, like, and it's only times where she was around and John were around.
Oh, so if Betsy wasn't at the house, nothing bad happened?
Yeah. Like, to the family, yeah.
Oh, wow. So maybe Betsy was, like, actually crazy.
Maybe. It's very possible. Another one is that Native American poltergeist demonic entity. John asked, like, the entity, like, out loud, like, like, who it was. And while I was saying, like, there's a lot of different accounts of, like, saying who this was, but a lot of people say that this was Kate Batts, or this was, like, a witch or demon or whatever. And the demon entity, whatever, it said that it was woken up and it was not happy that's woken up. So I also, would not be happy if I was woken up, but not like that.
Yeah. I don't think I'd probably hurt people.
Some claim that John, to like explain the paralysis, it was actually an allergic reaction.
What?
I don't know. Like it could have been like tree nuts. It could have been like
So people didn't really, unless he ate something that's not native,
yeah,
people didn't really have food allergies.
really.
Yeah.
And that kind of throws that out the window. I don't know. Maybe they didn't understand like this poison ivy doesn't do that. I don't know what would cause that.
I mean, there's
Anyways,
probably a lot of things that could cause
yeah,
tingling, but
yeah. Yeah, there's a ton of different like theories on who this was and why it was happening. So,
so how old was Betsy?
she was a teenager. She was like probably 16, 17, I think.
Okay. Do you feel like Betsy? Do you know this? Was she pretty intelligent?
She was smart, but assuming that the entity was smart, the entity was way smarter.
Okay, I'm just wondering if that's even a possibility that she had
Oh
the
no, it's
knowledge how to
probably
like fake everything and like,
yeah.
and does she have motive to do it?
I mean, it's possible, but I'm also like curious, like how would that explain the Andrew Jackson encounters,
I mean, yeah, there's that, and then the caves also.
and then the cave
Yeah.
too.
Hmm.
And it's actually funny. There's a funny story. Uh, there was a little this like I promise this is funny. It's like there was a little boy that got lost in the cave, and then the entity like grabbed the kid by the legs, dragged him out of the cave, and then lectured him on why he shouldn't be going in the cave alone,
Oh wow.
which was crazy.
So is this the little boy's story?
This was a little. This was like someone that witnessed it. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
But also
I mean,
could
it
have been
sounds
the.
like a mom.
Well, yeah, whoever died was definitely a mother.
She was like a scorned woman.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mom.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah, very
It
very
almost
tough.
sounds like she, she had she'd had some terrible things that she was going to make right.
Mm-hmm.
Because it sounds like when John died, things got better. Like then she's
Yeah.
just kind of playing, right? Entertaining herself.
Yeah, like, yeah, it wasn't like poisoning, killing people,
Yeah.
and like that stuff. Like things.
Hurting people.
Yeah, like things still do happen. Like people, like if you ask the natives, like the locals, they will say like they do get experiences. They've also said don't pick up the rocks in the cave. I don't know what that means, but they don't say what that means. So I guess like
So is that like you will take the spirit with you?
yeah, pretty
Oh
much.
dang.
So don't pick up the rocks at the cave if you guys are interested in going to the cave.
I'm probably not
I mean-
a good person for that because I immediately am like I want to pick up the
I know. You're like, don't tell me to do something, and I immediately am like, well, I really want to do it.
Now I have to do it. I would probably never think about picking up
Oh my
rocks in the
gosh.
cave unless you said that.
Exactly. What do you? So do you think? So like, do you think that it was Betsy being like a like rebellious teenager, didn't want to
I think she
marry?
would have to seriously
or-
have a lot of knowledge
Yeah.
of science and a lot of things
Oh, for sure.
of how to pull that off. So I do think Betsy could have, this is awful, I do think Betsy could have killed her dad. I do think that arsenic could have been Betsy.
Mm.
But I also do believe that there's probably some spirit entity, something.
Yeah. Well, she would have to get access to arsenic. Like, where would she get arsenic from?
During that time period,
Hmm.
they were, what year was it?
Like 1820, 18 something.
Okay, so Civil War is like 1860.
Yeah. Oh, so it's like right before Civil War.
Okay,
Excuse
so
me.
like 1850. So I know that late 1800s, they were spraying, I can't remember what it's called, but they sprayed wallpaper. They sprayed a lot of things with this green paint and green stuff that actually had arsenic in it.
Oh, interesting.
So actually,
I
those
wonder
are
if that's
fairly
what they
common.
did.
Yeah,
Well, because a lot of things that they did, like at that like century, they just copy repeated.
yeah, they didn't really understand
No.
the danger of it,
So probably.
and so I think she could have gotten access to it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
But this is where I'm like, I don't know if she would actually understand, because I don't know if they actually knew the dangers of arsenic alone.
Also, if she really was like hoaxing everything, that means she would have been slapping herself, like pulling her hair, like putting pins like on her body, like
Yeah.
really really crazy stuff. and then like putting scratch marks on the family members. Like this person was not mentally well.
Well, and she'd have to do it in a way that she's not getting caught.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
But that's why I don't necessarily.
And then I might
believe
also
that.
explain like her relationship with her dad versus her mom, and that the reason why none of the other kids had that extreme of experience. They
Was
had
she
like
really close with her dad?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's not really talked about. It's kind of like implied she is, but it also explains why like the kids only had like the bed sheets pulled out and maybe like dragged out of bed, but nothing like violent, like hurting them. It's only the dad and the daughter.
So definitely they had targets on their back.
For sure.
If it's not Betsy, then
Yeah.
they had targets on their back.
For sure.
Huh. I mean, it kind of, to me, a firm believer
Mm-hmm.
in spirits and ghosts and all that
Exactly.
stuff.
I mean, who doesn't want to believe in spirits and
I
ghosts?
definitely believe it's that. I think that there probably was a spirit, an entity that probably was talking to Betsy, even telling her what to do
Mm-hmm.
or not to do or whatever. And then I think she probably was targeting Betsy also.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So to kind of go back to like one of your first questions. So is this a witch, or is this just like
It doesn't
just
sound
like
like
a
witch to
like
me.
a ghost?
It sounds more like an entity or like a ghost
Mm-hmm.
to me personally.
I also was thinking the same thing because everything that she was doing isn't really like witch like that would be described like casting spells and whatever. It's more so just like a stern lady. Like
Totally.
like
It's just pissed off.
she's just mad. I mean, maybe that's what they thought about women in the 18 something.
Oh, they did.
Unfortunately, that's how our history goes.
It's fine.
It's fine. Yep.
Huh. Makes
Yep.
me wonder if they classified all women back then as like a witch or something. If they had different opinions,
Yeah.
what would they think now?
Oh, could you even imagine?
I, I, I don't think I probably would have met my 40th birthday.
No. No. No, we would be on the farm, like, with like cows and chickens
Yeah.
and whatever, and
And I think I probably would have been labeled a witch and burned at the stake.
probably. But that's honestly like a compliment because that means you're just smart.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So I'm a proud
You're
Or-
you're a proud witch.
witch survivor.
Yeah, witch survivor. Exactly. Exactly.
Potential witch survivor.
I mean, if that's what that means, who doesn't want to be a witch, right?
Yeah, totally.
All right, do you have any more questions or any other thoughts?
No, I stand by. I think it's probably a ghost. I think the Kate, the relative Kate, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because you have to really, like for the listeners out there, you really have to do your research because it said that the neighbor was Kate, but it doesn't imply that they're actually related through the Weiss family. You have to like look into
You have to
that.
keep looking.
You do, because it says like that's the neighbor, but also like I don't have that strong connection. Like I like my neighbors, but not like as if they were like blood related, like a niece or nephew or
Yeah.
aunt or uncle, or even like parent.
Yeah.
But no, that was her niece.
And that would make sense why she would be.
That
nice
would make
to
sense
her.
why she'd be nice to
Why
her,
would
and she didn't
target-
do anything.
Yeah.
But
I'm
the
a little
husband
curious
is kind of a
about-
jerk.
Yeah, I'm curious about the relationship with Betsy though.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
So I wonder if she
what
was on
that
board with
situation?
that. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
maybe she was on board with like the land taking from.
Yeah, maybe there was some kind of
don't
situation
know.
or something that at least Kate believed.
Because it's interesting that like that happened, but that also she warned her not to marry Joshua, which that's also intriguing.
It is, because why would she not want her to marry Joshua?
Exactly.
Good.
Yeah. Interesting.
Very
Okay.
interesting.
Awesome. Thank you, Mom, for coming to my podcast. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
For the listeners out there, thank you so much for coming to my podcast and listening to The Bell Witch. As always, comment and like my YouTube, and I'm also on my YouTube videos. I'm also on Apple Podcasts. Stay tuned for the next episode. The next episode we'll have my dad on, and that one's gonna be a bonus episode. We're gonna be talking about MK Ultra in the next one.
Exciting.
Yes, so he is in this one. I'm not teaching my dad about anything. He is the one teaching me about everything. I do have to give you a bit of a teaser. He is going to talk a lot about aliens. So for the alien lovers, yes, my dad's really into aliens. So any alien like conspiracy like crazies out there, you're gonna love the bonus episode that's coming up. So awesome! Thank you guys.